Sportsmanship starts with you.
Good sportsmanship means showing respect to student athletes, coaches, officials, and those around you.
Good sportsmanship is about character, accountability,
and setting a positive example in and out of competition.
Before the game starts, remember, sportsmanship starts with you.
We watch sports to see the unexpected. We play sports to feel something. Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. But our reputation wasn't given to us, it was earned. We are the rising stars, the grinders, the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. From the backyards and backfields to the back rooms and backstage, we put in the work, and we're starting to reap the rewards. We've got events wacky and wild. Big and small, we host them all. And that old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe. Because in Des Moines, only the essence are silent. Let's go!
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to County Soccer Complex here in Des Moines, Iowa, the home of the Iowa High School Athletic Association State Soccer Tournament, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. Back here on field number 9 with today's Class 1A quarterfinal between the West Branch Bears, 1-seeded West Branch Bears, and the 8-seeded Van Meter Bulldogs. Hello, everyone. Blake Walker with you here this afternoon. Your Class 1A quarterfinal just about set to get going. 18-0. The Bears have been perfect, and they look to remain that way. Let's take a look how both these two teams got here to the state tournament. Van Meter gets past West Central Valley in the late going, a 2-1 victory over West Central Valley. West Branch, on the other hand, has defeated Mediapolis. 6-0 is your final score. They have scored 6 goals and 7 goals in the postseason, so they are a high-scoring team so far, no doubt about that. Henry Loonsbury is the leading scorer here for Van Meter. 16 goals this year, 10 assists. Caleb Myers, a really good assister and goaler as well. And Lucas Hetland is also talented. 31 saves this year, a 94% save percentage. On the other side for West Branch, it's a 29 goals for Joe Hammond. Hammond has been phenomenal all season long, a 25% shot on goal percentage, 60 shots on goal this year. Christian Sear, 25 goals this year, right behind him, 12 assists, and then Shea Farmer, 86 saves, and a 91% save percentage for him. The winner of this game will take on the winner of Western Christian and West Liberty. On the other side of the bracket, North Fayette Valley takes on West Sioux, and Regina Catholic faces off against Hudson. When we come back, we'll introduce the starting lineups and get you ready for kickoff of this Class 1A quarterfinal. You're watching free coverage of the quarterfinals presented by the IHSAA, and we'll be right back with more. You're watching the 2024 IHSAA State Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
In Iowa, we are fortunate to have a lot of opportunities to get involved in at our schools.
athletics, and activities have so many positive effects.
From learning how to build relationships
and healthy lifestyles,
and gain self-esteem and confidence.
Make participation a priority. You and your school will benefit.
Hello, I'm Brent Johnson, an Iowa farmer from Calhoun County and president of the Iowa Farm Bureau. As proud title sponsor of the state soccer tournament, the Iowa Farm Bureau is dedicated to creating a vibrant future for Iowa through partnerships and programs that help cultivate individuals with great character, a strong work ethic, and exceptional leadership skills. Making it to the state tournament is a great accomplishment that takes a lot of support. That's why we provide millions of dollars in awards, grants, and scholarships that recognize athletic and academic excellence. And to help celebrate this achievement, the Iowa Farm Bureau provides commemorative soccer balls for each team competing in the state tournament. These keepsakes are a great way for these athletes to remember their experience here, as well as the teammates, coaches, parents, teachers, and mentors who've all played an important role in their journey. So, from the Iowa Farm Bureau, congratulations to all the players and coaches on an outstanding season, and good luck in the tournament.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Iowa High School Athletic Association in the city of Des Moines welcome you to County Soccer Park 2024 Boys State Soccer Tournament. This quarterfinal match in Class 1A features the Bulldogs of Van Meter and the Bears of West Branch. First for the visiting team on the scoreboard, the Bulldogs of Van Meter, introducing the non-starters and assistant coaches. Number 3, Hayden Lindsay. Number 4, Ian Adams. Number 12, Adam Beck. Number 13, Quinton Hall. Number 14, Trevor Coyle. Number 17, Tyler Hindy. Number 18, Drake White. Number 20, Cohen Peterson. Number 21, Andrew Cockburn. Number 22, Camden Reynolds. Number 30, Talon Haverstick. And number 34, John Braun. Also number 37, Lucas Hanlon. The assistant coaches are Pat Waldron, Holly Hurd, Grant Gordon, and Drew Gordon. And now for the home team on the scoreboard, the Bears of West Branch, introducing your non-starters and assistant coaches. Number 4, Oliver Trepanier. Number 9, Jared Ellison. Number 12, Julian Wetman. Number 13, Diego Carrillo. Number 18, Braden Sexton. Number 24, Cooper Berger. Number 27, Bryce Anderson. Number 31, Balthazar Cedillo. Number 32, Cale Seidel. Number 33, Sam Liu. Number 22, Eli Farmer. Number 55, Seth Hosier. And number 8, Griffin Seidel. Your assistant coaches are Jose Angora and Tim Shields. And now, here's the starting lineup for Van Meter. A sophomore, number 1, Andon Watson. A senior, number 2, Ben Gordon. A junior, number 5, Adlai Lounsbury. A sophomore, number 7, Henry Lounsbury. A junior, number 8, Tommy Kelly. A junior, number 9, Luke Murphy. A senior, number 10, Caleb Myers. A junior, number 11, Caleb Moore. A sophomore, number 15, Micah Sinek. And a sophomore, number 16, Braden Fennessy. Starting in goal today for the Bulldogs, a senior wearing number 98, Nolan Barney. The Bulldogs, with a record of 14-5, are coached by Jonah Waldron. And now, here's the starting lineup for West Branch. Number 1, Reese Gingrich. Number 2, Cameron Gingrich. Number 3, Timmy Hosier. Shea Farmer. The Bears, with a record of 18-0, are coached by Ted Miller. Your officials for this game is assigned by the Iowa High School Athletic Association. Your center referee is Jason Magruder. Your AR1, Nasir Sinanovich. Your AR2 is Richard Voyek. And your fourth official is Caleb Eel. The field is yours.
And before we begin today's game, we'd like to once again thank the Iowa Farm Bureau for presenting the 2024 IHSAA State Soccer Tournament. As sole title sponsor of Iowa High School Athletic Association, Farm Bureau recognizes athletic and academic achievement on the field and in the classroom, helping to nurture Iowa's future leaders. All righty, we are ready to go. West Branch, the Bears, taking on the Bulldogs of Van Meter. Two schools that have yet to meet on the pitch. Two schools very good on football side, I can tell you that. Two very good football schools that have been to the Dome recently. But here at County Soccer Complex, we're excited to see how everything shakes out. The winner of this game will face the winner of West Liberty and Western Christian, about to take off in about 10 minutes or so. 40 minutes is on the clock. West Branch 18-0. One of the only teams here undefeated, not named Gilbert. Both obviously the number one seeds, and West Branch has cruised through the season here. A couple close wins. Speaking of West Liberty, beat them back on the 10th of May, 2-1. They beat Regina, who's also here, 2-1. And we'll see how everything goes today. It is a beautiful, beautiful day for soccer. Very partly cloudy skies here in the metro. 74 degrees is the current temperature. Couldn't ask for a better week of state soccer here for the IHSAA. Van Meter is in white. West Branch is in red and black. And we are ready to go in your Class 1A quarterfinal. After this, one more game to finish out today. Starts at 7 o'clock. That is Johnston and Iowa City High. Head official making sure everybody's all set, and we're underway here in this Class 1A quarterfinal between Van Meter, the 8 seed, and West Branch, the 1 seed. Van Meter over here in the middle, trying to work things down. Out front to Henry Lounsbury. The Lounsbury brothers, very talented here for Van Meter this year. Plenty of goals to go between the two. Bulldogs with good possession here so far, trying to stay on the attack here on the offensive side versus the Bears. West Branch just located to the east of Iowa City, around that area, just along the interstate, I-80, home of Herbert Hoover, former U.S. president. And Van Meter just to the west of Waukee, right along I-80 as well. There's a race on this near side. This is Caleb Moore. Moore goes back over to Caleb Myers, and the Calebs will go back and forth here. Moore turns it upfield, and a little too long, drops right in front of the goal, and it's going to be cleared out by West Branch. Good effort, though, by Andon Watson. Up ahead, trying to make some noise there. And a throw-in on the far touchline for Van Meter. Bulldogs defeated West Central Valley 2-1 to get here to the postseason. Near side ball, West Branch has it here. Still trying to get some offense rolling. That's Cameron Gingrich with it. And he'll toss off to Elliot Hinkhouse. Ben Gordon up there in the middle for the Bulldogs. Van Meter on the attack here early, not giving up too many easy plays here, keeping the Bears on their toes for the most part. Out of bounds, it will be West Branch ball. West Branch also home of the Little Rose Bowl. Nice little stadium up there. I'm sure they're excited to see Regina Catholic on the other side of the bracket, as those two are very strong school rivals. And you never know, if everybody wins out, they could see each other. Breakaway opportunity here. Henry Lounsbury starting to work his way down the field. Here he is with it here. He'll go right back to Micah Simic. And Simic can't quite get a hold of it, and here comes West Branch back the other way. Nope, taken right back by Caleb Myers. Watson tried to turn it. They'll go right back to the back line here and try to set it up, an errant pass intended for Tommy Kelly. And here comes West Branch. Tommy Kelly going to fire upfield, intended for Caleb Moore. Moore going to try to get out in front of it here, and he'll go right backwards. And Van Meter will try to set back up on offense. Keep an eye on number 17, Joe Hammond. One of the top players here for West Branch. There's the one that just kicked it there for West Branch. Back to the back line, Cameron Gingrich. And up ahead, here comes Van Meter. Shot on goal attempt, goes off the left crossbar. The putback doesn't go, and then another putback doesn't go. Oh my goodness, Tommy Kelly had a really good shot at it and just banged it off the side of the crossbar. I'm telling you, Van Meter has come out of the gate swinging here early against West Branch, the 1 seed. Really nicely done by Tommy Kelly. Goalkeeper Shea Farmer back there was the one who tossed it out slightly. Ben Gordon gives it a ride down the pitch. Top of the key for Micah Simic. Again, Van Meter continuing to put pressure on West Branch in their own territory. The Bears really haven't gotten it in the Bulldog area of the field. That one's going to bounce out wide. It'll stay with West Branch. And the Bears will get ready to send it back down. Whistle blown on a foul call, and it'll go back to the Bulldogs. Free kick on the way by Van Meter. Really good placed kick off to the right. And just missing is Andon Watson. So a goal kick upcoming for Shea Farmer here of West Branch. Actually, a free kick upcoming. Apologies. Bears looking for some offense here in these first couple minutes. 33-22 to go here in the first half, just getting going in this Class 1A quarterfinal. Ben Gordon there to break that one up. Starting to work on this near side, kicked out. West Branch ball will be thrown in by Gingrich, Cameron Gingrich. Both him and Reese are starters. Elliott Hinkhouse couldn't quite get away with it, and here comes Henry Lounsbury. Tried to kick it ahead, but nobody was there for the Bulldogs. More headers, and a clear upfield by Caleb Moore does go out. And it will be West Branch ball. Out of bounds off of Christian Sear, off his leg. Very impressive start by the Bulldogs. Seem to be in control here for the most part. Gordon sends it up the middle to Micah Simic. Bulldogs just kind of passing around a little bit. And now Joe Heyman tries to bump in front. He was going up against Ben Gordon. Long kick on the way, going to miss wide to the right on West Branch's first official shot attempt of the day, and it'll be a goal kick. Ben Gordon on that defensive line for Van Meter, known for his defense, played linebacker for the football team, and was also one of All-State's #1 running backs in the state of Iowa for Van Meter. A strong family timeline and family tree are the Gordons through Van Meter. Race ahead for it. This one's going to be kicked out. Who is it last touched by? It's going to be Van Meter ball. Good effort by Caleb Moore to get there, and now it's going to be Caleb Myers to throw in. Nope. They're going to give it to #1, Andon Watson, to throw in here for the Bulldogs. High throw in, looking for a good header, didn't quite get it. Good job by West Branch to hop on top of it, and a clear back up the pitch. And drops right in the lap of Braden Finessi. Out of bounds, and that will stay with West Branch. A little blustery here out of the northeast for the most part. Kind of working its way down the field. Could be a good headwind for a couple guys. Another quick header. Trying to work its way in, and now Van Meter trying to put some pressure on down the pitch. Simic up ahead. Back and forth action, trying to get it upfield. Good defense by West Branch holding back, and this will be clear downfield. Near side coming here with it is Christian Sear. Ben Gordon working his way upfield. Heyman's attempt to go after the ball falls short on a slide tackle. And it's Van Meter ball. Couple headers thrown in, now thrown back out. Christian Sear doing a lot of work here on this near side, all the way over to the far line. West Branch will chase it down. Trying to get a number here on who has it over on that far line. I believe that's number 17, Tyler Hindy. Van Meter trying to work it back this way to the middle. Number 23, Tate Franz over there for West Branch as well, trying to do some work. Out of bounds, it remains with Van Meter. Again, the Bulldogs have held serve. It's been their possession most of the time over here. Can they turn it back to the middle? No, they can't, but nonetheless, it's a goal or a corner kick upcoming for the Bulldogs. And we'll see who takes it here. My guess is it looks like it's going to be Henry Lounsbury. Couple substitutions working their way in. Reese Gingrich over here for West Branch, going to get ready to hold serve on defense along with Jake Swisher. And Henry Lounsbury will be the one to kick. High in the air. Gordon goes for a header, and West Branch was also there to recover. This one's knocked in the air, and see if the Bears try to run with it. This is near side with Trenton Shuddy. Or excuse me, this is Christian Sear. Good slide tackle to get the ball away for the Bears. And they'll come racing back the other way with numbers. Up ahead to Hammond. Hammond got around Gordon. Gordon missed the kick. Luckily, Van Meter had another one waiting back. Bulldogs trying to run ahead. Farmer comes up, knocks it out. That was dangerous. If he would have whiffed, he would have been in trouble, but he didn't. Cameron Gingrich working his way up here to the near side. Gets around one, goes back to the middle to Sear. Sear in the middle, popped up and caught. Nicely done by Nolan Barney back there at goalie for Van Meter today. Caleb Myers gonna knock that one ahead, and it will be picked up in the lap by Shea Farmer. West Branch trying to get running here. This is a team that likes to score goals. They scored 7 goals in the regional, or in the sub-state semifinal, and then scored 6 goals in the sub-state championship. So they are used to points, and often. Long boot down the center, knocked up in the air, and this actually might be a corner kick. And that's exactly what it's going to be. Corner kick upcoming for the Bulldogs after the header goes out of bounds on the West Branch Bear. And we'll see who Van Meter sends out to run this corner. Looks like it's going to be Henry Lounsbury on to attempt the corner. On the way, just a little too high. West Branch was there to recover. And here comes Joe Hammond. Hammond upfield to Hinkhouse, or excuse me, Christian Sear. Tommy Kelly for Van Meter is going to go after it and chase it down and recover. Kelly now back to it and back up the pitch. And rolls out. And that should be Van Meter ball. Yes, it is. A lot of defense being played here early by the Bears as Van Meter has stayed on the offensive. There's a slip and a foul called on Van Meter. Haven't really seen a lot of fouls here early. Ben Gordon, good header. Came flying in there. He came all the way up from the back line to do that. Gordon on the back line, surveying his options. He'll go near side to Myers. And Myers goes up ahead, trying to chase after it is Moore. Farmer got there, and boy, almost took a foot to the face as Moore barely cleared over top of him. Whistle is blown. Handball, I believe. Cameron Gingrich holds it here for West Branch, surveying the options. He'll get it over to Joe Hammond. Hammond, right off the face of Caleb Myers, excuse me. And a throw in here for the Bears. Throw in by throw in by Trenton Shuddy. Bulldogs trying to run with it. Henry Lounsbury doing all he can to try to get a hold of it. There he finally goes. Back and forth in the middle. Henry's got it back. And West Branch takes it right back. Adam Bowick over there on that far line for Van Meter. Out of bounds, it will go to West Branch. West Branch a perfect 18-0 this season. Have looked good all throughout the year. Van Meter comes in with a 14-5 record, respectable in their own right. Trying to pull a stunner today in your Class 1A quarterfinal. Winner of this game will play the winner of Western Christian and West Liberty. That is currently happening on the other field. About 36 minutes to go in that one. We've had phenomenal soccer all day today, starting with Class 3A, then we went to 2A. 2A, Perry and Decoro went into penalty shots. Here comes Van Meter, a long shot on goal attempt, and Farmer drops on top of it. Henry Lonesbury saw a chance, took the opportunity, and just didn't have enough on it. Kind of gave enough time for the goalie to jump on. And our score stays a 0 apiece. Couple more fresh legs on the field here for Van Meter. I think West Branch might have made a couple substitutions. Bulldogs right back to the back line to Gordon. Gordon trying to clear, and he does. Great pass all the way ahead. Farmer came out all the way. Boy, Shea Farmer, he is not afraid to come out to the edge of the penalty box and make a play. He wants to finish the deal, get it where he can grab it, and have that advantage. Defense on this near side with Shuddy and company. And back to the back line to Tim Hosier. Foul is called on Van Meter. West Branch will hold on to possession here. Just past the top of the 4 o'clock hour here at County Soccer Complex as that one rolls into the lap of Barney. Started the action this morning at 10 o'clock, and we've been going every 3-hour increments. Our final game of the day will be tonight, or at least on this field. Final game of the day will be at 7 o'clock. That is between Johnston and Iowa City High. Luke Murphy is in for Van Meter currently. He was the one that was with the ball there for a second. Loonsbury is going to check out for Van Meter, and I can't quite tell who's checking out for West Branch. But I know Reese Gingrich has come in for the Bears. Gordon coming up all the way from the back line. Now in the middle, here comes West Branch on a push. Haven't had many of these today. Shot fired and caught by Nolan Barney. Nice little pitch and catch. Barney will give a boot into this one, and he'll head toward midfield. Micah Simic right there in the middle trying to corral it for Van Meter. And now a runaway here for the Bulldogs. Long pass down on the far left side, and that one is going to roll out. I don't have a number 34 on my roster here for Van Meter. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. West Branch ball. Back and forth we go. 18 and a half to go here in this first half between 1-seeded West Branch and 8-seeded Van Meter. Bears trying to make a run. Van Meter, once again, that back line doing a really good job here for the Bulldogs. Not really letting anything through. Both teams have gotten a couple shot attempts. Loonsbury had that one go right off the side of the goal for the Bulldogs, but other than that, it's been pretty calm for the most part. It's like Caleb Moore is back into the game for Van Meter. Couple short headers right in a row. As the Bulldogs give it to number 34 here up on the front lines. And the Bulldogs look to push. Out ahead of it. Slipping and tumbling just a little bit. That's Adlai Loonsbury. Lincoln Edwards with it here. Tries to work it upfield, taken right back away by Luke Murphy of Van Meter. And on the back line to Loonsbury. Murphy. Up ahead, Van Meter's trying to set something up here. Just a little bit of a light passing. Here's a turn to the center. West Branch is there to recover. And the shot on goal misses wide to the right. Luke Murphy had a windup, just couldn't quite find the right footing on it. And it will be a goal kick. Number 7 in for West Branch. That is Elliot Hinkhouse, and Caleb Myers is in for Van Meter. Hayden Lindsay checks out for the Bulldogs. And a goal kick here for Shea Farmer with 16:14 to go in this quickly moving first half. Long clear down the pitch. Braden Fennessy right there in the middle with Simic. All the way to the far corner. They're going to say it's out on West Branch. That was Andon Weston. Watson going after it. Back and forth they go on the far touchline. Van Meter with the tented covers, or excuse me, West Branch with the tented covers. Van Meter going without the shade today. And in some cases, I mean, it's not a bad day. I mean, like I talked about in the beginning, 75 degrees is our high right now, and beautiful weather. Very light breeze. Foul is called on Van Meter. West Branch is going to go quick off that foul. Going to waste no time. Near side ball, shot on goal. They try to center to Heyman, and Heyman just didn't have a good enough look on it. Instead of hitting him on the forehead, it caught him right on the top of the head and just didn't have any direction on it. Lounsbury is back in for Van Meter. That is Henry Lounsbury. Long boot downfield. Watson with a good header. Two players collide. Good no call. They just kind of landed on each other. Low line drive for Caleb Moore. And back over to the far line to Myers. Myers sends it on the way. Header misses, and West Branch clears. Really nicely done by Van Meter to at least have a chance there to get it set up. And now West Branch has it here on this near side, trying to reset. That kick, almost a really big mistake in front of the goal. Van Meter was almost ready for it. Near side ball to Murphy. Murphy in traffic, and it's cleared out for a split second. Now with Myers. Myers up ahead to Simic. Now back to Myers. Tight contact here. Bulldogs hanging on pretty tight here. A very impressive first half. 13:05 to go here in this one. Got to be impressed what you're seeing out of the number 8 Bulldogs. Trying to set up some clean passes, but the Bulldogs, or the Bears, are all over it. Bears on a breakaway here on this near side. Led by Cameron Gingrich. Gingrich now back to the middle. Really nice passing here by West Branch, trying to work their way up. Cameron Gingrich turns, fires to the middle. There's a Bulldog waiting right there. Cameron's got it back, though. Has a chance to regroup. Near side ball just kicked out. Jarrett Eliason knocks it out of bounds, and it will be a goal kick. Kind of miscommunication there. I think he thought somebody else was going to be there. Goal kick out of the goal for the Bulldogs. Waiting to stop and go here. And a pickup here by Hayden Lindsay back in the game. Header on the back line by Hosier. Now here comes Watson. Watson turns. Nobody's there. Farmer will just let it go. And that's going to be a corner, though, for Van Meter. It was last touched by West Branch, so yet another corner kick here for the Bulldogs. I don't think West Branch has had any today. Henry Lounsbury will be the one to corner kick. Ben Gordon comes running in. Short kick. Back, Lounsbury, middle, and nothing there. Oh no, a whistle is blown for a violation in the box, and there's about to be a penalty kick. A violation right in front of the goal, and just like that, Van Meter has a goal kick opportunity, or a penalty kick opportunity, and it's Henry Lounsbury. Had a violation right in front of the goal. The whole Van Meter crew saw it, and here we go. A chance for Van Meter to take the lead. Henry Lounsbury against Shea Farmer. It's good. Henry Lounsbury gives the lead to the Bulldogs. How about that? The 8 seed has jumped on top here in this Class 1A quarterfinal, thanks to a penalty kick. The one spot you just can't afford to make mistakes, and it catches West Branch off guard. And the Bulldogs, they've been knocking on the door, keeping it pretty close, but of all things, I don't think they thought a penalty shot would be the way they can take the lead here, but that's exactly what they've done. And the number 8 seeded Bulldogs have the 1 seed trailing here in the first half with 10:50 to go. .43 starting to clock down here. West Branch trying to turn and go. Bulldogs have it here. Nope. West Branch ball. How do the Bears respond here? It's been a little quiet here on offense so far. Trying to put something together. Here's Hammond. He's their leading goal scorer. He has it picked up here. In the center to Gingrich. Over on the far line, a turn and fire. Is anybody home? No, not really. Van Meter's there to corral it. Down in front. Gingrich can't get there. Van Meter clears out. And picked up by Hinkhouse. High boot in the air. That's going to allow everybody to kind of get bunched back up together. Lounsbury skies it. Back up in the air, and that's Andon Watson. Couple headers here as both teams trying to get it back and forth. Push away opportunity here. This is Tate Franz. Franz gets it to the middle. West Branch trying to swing it around. That was Sear. Far line for the Bears. Plenty of white jerseys around. Shot on goal attempt, misses high and to the right and back. And a goal kick upcoming for the Bulldogs. Very impressive first quarter, or first half for the Bulldogs of Van Meter over the one-seeded West Branch Bears, a team who has not lost yet this year. Now, Van Meter does play a lot of central Iowa teams. West Branch, a heavy, obviously, eastern Iowa team base. A lot of people think there's a big difference there. Some people say there's not, but it's hard to go without losing, I can tell you that. And West Branch very well deserving their one seed. And Van Meter, this class is just so stacked. You got a team that's 14-5 like Van Meter. Unfortunately for them, just get stuck as the 8th seed. But fortunately for them, they are currently leading 1-0 here with just over 8 minutes to go in the first half. And a nice free kick opportunity here for the Bulldogs. This is Caleb Myers. Kick on the way. And it just misses. Intended for Gordon. Who is this out on? It's going to be out on Van Meter. So West Branch ball. Some shoe tying going on here. Farmer getting his shoe tied. A lot of people wonder, well, why can't the goalie just tie his own shoes? Well, those gloves that they wear are so big and so thick, you really can't tie your own shoe. So you got to have somebody else do it for you. Farmer boots that thing. Downfield, Hammond, it's 1-on-4 here. Hammond got around a couple, but knocked out. Nicely done by the Bulldogs. Quick chopper ahead. Elliott Hinkhouse, and a foul is called on Hinkhouse. So a free kick opportunity. That didn't really work out. Just kind of missed to the left, trying to set things back up, and the Bears get it right back. Update over on the other field. The winner of this game playing the winner of Western Christian and West Liberty. It is 0-0, 18:49 to go in the first half of that one. I believe North Fayette Valley was up 1-1, now 1-1, North Fayette Valley, and I can't quite remember who they were playing. I'll check here in a little bit. Foul called on West Branch. So another free kick chance here for the Bulldogs to set something up and go. Good kick on the way. Header is good! Caleb Moore! You couldn't do it any better. Van Meter takes the 2-0 lead. Oh my goodness. Wow. Just a perfect kick. And it's Caleb Moore who gets the job done. West Branch had only given up 3 goals in their last 5 games, and they've already given up 2 in this first half. The Bulldogs, the 8-seeded Bulldogs, leading your West Branch Bears, the 1 seed. Ball in the middle here for Tate Franz. And the crazy thing is, West Branch just hasn't had many offensive chances. They just haven't been on this side of the field a lot. It has been a lot of Van Meter possessions here that have kept them rolling, and just constant pressure on Shea Farmer and that entire defense back there for the Bears. So give credit where credit's due to the Bulldogs. They have come out swinging here early. Another shot. Just misses. Upstairs. Again, that was Caleb Moore. He's going for the jugular. Goal kick here for West Branch, and Farmer will send this one as far as he can. In the middle and knocked out. West Branch ball. A runaway upfield, and a whistle is blown. A foul on West Branch. Van Meter player hit the ground. Kind of both players got contact from it, but they whistle it on the Bears. So the Bulldogs will get a free kick deep in their own territory here with under 4 minutes to go in the first half. Near side ball, Hosier tried to get it to Hammond. Near side ball. Nothing going there. They wanted another whistle. They didn't get it. And that one's knocked out of bounds, and it will be Van Meter ball. Far side knockout, Luke Murphy right there. And another foul on West Branch. And this time a yellow card has been given to number 23. That's Tate Franz. So Tate Franz gets the yellow card, and he will have to sit out for the rest of the first half. Update from our other game. The winner of this game playing West Liberty and/or Western Christian. West Liberty has just taken the 1-0 lead over the Wolfpack of Western Christian. So a good free kick opportunity here for Van Meter, who have taken advantage of these spots here early. 3:05 to go. A very interesting formation here. Shot doesn't go. We got a whistle blown, though. Oh, the whistle was after. I thought for some reason. That was a really interesting spot. It was almost set up to act like they did it wrong, which then allowed one of the Van Meter players to come in and smoke it. And Shea Farmer almost got caught off guard by it. That was really well drawn up by the Bulldogs. 2:37 to go. And a corner kick upcoming. On the way, high in the air. Ben Gordon header in the middle, cleared out by Hammond. Gordon's really been the target for most of their headers down there in that territory. I think that's Tommy Kelly over there directing traffic. Bears have it back and trying to go back the other way. Down to the center. Now picked back up, fighting with Kelly. Is, I believe, that might be either Lincoln Edwards or Jake Swisher. Bulldogs trying to get it up the pitch a little bit more. Lounsbury, back line to Simic. Simic back to Lounsbury. Shot on goal to the right, and it's good! Boy, oh boy, he has got 2 goals today, making it look easy, and it's like he caught Shea Farmer sleeping. Phenomenal goal by Lounsbury. And it is 3-0. Van Meter on top. Unbelievable. And the number 1 seed, the crowd and the players and all are stunned as the 8 seed Van Meter is taking it to the 1 seed West Branch. Here come the Bulldogs. Lounsbury goes right backwards to Caleb Myers. Ben Gordon going to send this one long. Lounsbury right there with a quick header. 1 minute left to go here in the first half. And that one's kicked out. Western Christian has just tied it against West Liberty 1-1 with 12:41 to go. Collision there between between Myers and West Branch Bear. Hammond goes for the slide tackle and he doesn't get it. Farmer will come up and pick it up with 35 seconds to go. Quick throw in. And knocked out again. Bulldogs not even going to really bother. That ball goes way out of the stadium. I feel bad for whoever has to go get that ball. 10 seconds left on the clock here in the first half.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Elliot Hinkhouse has it there. Not going to go anywhere. And that will do it for the end of the first half. Ladies and gentlemen, we got an upset alert. And I mean a big upset alert. 8th-seeded Van Meter leads the 1 seed West Branch 3-0 is your halftime score. How about that? We'll be back to take a look at your first half quickly. You're watching free coverage of quarterfinal action provided by the IHSAA. We'll be right back with more from the Iowa High School Athletic Association State Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
Sportsmanship starts with us.
As a student athlete, I need to model good behavior and represent my school appropriately.
That means respecting my teammates, coaches, opponents, the officials, and fans.
If I do that, so will others, and being a good sport becomes a way of life.
To all of Iowa's student athletes getting ready to compete, remember, sportsmanship starts with us.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Frank, when you think Fairway, you think fresh. Is that the winning culture you've tried to create?
Penelope Pineapple, what an unbelievable produce performance. How does your team stay so fresh?
Sunkissed Orange. Is it true Fairway has offered the freshest produce in town since 1938?
What can we say? Our produce is so fresh, we're speechless.
We watch sports to see the unexpected. We play sports to feel something. Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. But our reputation wasn't given to us, it was earned. We are the rising stars, the grinders, the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. From the backyards and backfields to the back rooms and backstage, we put in the work, and we're starting to reap the rewards. We've got events wacky and wild. Big and small, we host them all. And That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
Welcome back to the Iowa Boys State Soccer Tournament. We were calling girls all day. Got to catch them up here. IHSAA State Soccer Tournament. We have a stunner here in Class 1A. Van Meter, the 8 seed, leads over 1-seeded West Branch. The 8 seed over the 1 seed. 3-0 is your score. And huge shout out to Henry Lounsbury, who has 2 goals so far, just putting the team on his back. Caleb Moore also has a goal for Van Meter. The Bulldogs just look better. And right now, West Branch just kind of sleepwalking in a couple different factors. The Bulldogs have come out swinging. They are ready to get going, and we're excited to see what the second half holds. Do not go away, because if anybody can come back, it's going to be West Branch. Hey, before we get back to the second half, we would like to take this opportunity to thank all of the volunteers and individuals that make this and every IHSAA state tournament possible. The IHSAA is made up of 15 full-time staff members, and at this time, we'd like to introduce you to that staff.
We've got a phenomenal staff, and they're very committed to not just our 360-some schools, but the 70,000 male athletes that we provide programs for. That's what we try to keep in focus as much as possible, and that keeps us going. That's the fuel that kind of makes that train run.
Been with the Athletic Association 22 years, currently one of the assistant directors under Mr. Keating, and serve in the capacity working with our student outreach services, and also am the bowling administrator, former golf administrator, and then work with our corporate sponsors and advertisers with regard to association publications, website.
So currently I'm the administrator for football, swimming, and track and field. As part of that, it's helping schools and officials with rules interpretations, organizing the state events at our different venues, communicating with officials, hiring officials, and assigning officials for the postseason competition.
I'm the director of officials, and then I'm also the sport administrator for wrestling and golf.
I help manage all the officials in the state of Iowa, make sure they're fully registered and have all their stuff completed prior to the season's beginning and the postseason.
Right now I oversee the administrative sports of basketball and soccer.
So assistant director here at State Association. I'm a sports administrator for cross country, tennis, and baseball. I do our student advisory group, and I'm one of the 3 directors that helps with eligibility.
I am an administrative assistant here at the Iowa High School Athletic Association. I help out with the enrollment and beds and participation survey and the co-op sharing agreements for schools.
My position's evolved because our communication method has switched completely online from a print or driven organization that had its own print shop to now ADs online, supers online, fans online, parents online, students online. Everybody wants to see everything, so our website became our priority. Social media exploded because it had to. We've had to digitize our operations, and so as communications director, that means coming up with a lot of new things and new ways to do things.
Internal employee type things, benefits, payrolls, things like that. I do the internal financial statements.
I assist in the accounting department, so I assist Jess as the director of finance. So I deal with all our accounts receivables and our accounts payables, and I am also assisting her with the online ticketing program, Hometown Ticketing.
I specialize kind of in the student leadership realm and help Chad with some of his workshops and registration behind the scenes. I line up meals at tournaments, hotel rooms, that kind of thing for our board. I'm just kind of the one that learns a little bit of everything and helps wherever I can.
I do all the design work, and then of course print the programs and anything else that needs printed.
I think my primary roles are vision. Where do we want to go? What do we want to be to our schools and our young people? Also, be the public face of the Athletic Association, be the connection between this office and the general public.
I think people often have a misconception of how many people are in this building. I mean, even people in Boone don't understand, no, there's only 14 of us.
You know, when you're a staff of our size, we've got to work together. You can't be in a silo, just kind of hunker down on your part of this. We've got to bounce things off of each other. We have to collaborate. We've got to share ideas, and we've got to jump in and help where we're needed. We've got a leadership meeting every week, and we make sure we go through everything and anything that we should be discussing and trying to figure out how are we going to do this. We have a lot of fun doing what we're doing. Why wouldn't we? We're around sports all day.
For me, it's important because I feel like I'm helping a child. You know, I have a child with high anxiety, and this makes a difference to a child like her. And so it's really cool to be a part of that.
But when the other states look at us and see the programs that we run, see how we run them, I think they say, you know, Iowa does it pretty well.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Frank, when you think Fairway, you think fresh. Is that the winning culture you've tried to create?
Penelope Pineapple, what an unbelievable produce performance. How does your team stay so fresh?
Sun-kissed orange. Is it true Fairway has offered the freshest produce in town since 1938?
What can we say? Our produce is so fresh, we're speechless.
Welcome back to County Sports Complex. Here in the capital city of Des Moines. Blake Walker with you here this afternoon, where an upset is brewing. Number 8 seeded Van Meter leads over number 1 seeded West Branch 3-0 is your score. Henry Lounsbury, 2 goals in that first half for the Bulldogs. Really at the end, we're just kind of pouring it on, and West Branch, their offense hadn't really had a ton of chances, really didn't have a ton of options, and right now they're trying to put this thing away, as if some people in some cases might think they already did put it away, but still a long way to go. Van Meter, a team that loves to score, they're not going to go away easy, and Van Meter cannot lay down for it, but West Branch, a very, very talented team. Joe Hammond, 29 goals on the season. He's not going to go away without a fight. Buckle up. This is going to be a good 40 minutes to see who's going to move on and play in the Class 1A semifinal. The winner will take on the winner of Western Christian and West Liberty. That game is currently tied at 1 apiece and is about to go to halftime. Tough contact from behind, and a whistle is blown. Foul was up against, or the drawing the foul is Caleb Moore. And an upcoming free kick for Van Meter. A lot of these scores for the Bulldogs have come off of free kicks. They've really set themselves up well. There has been 1 yellow card so far today. Kick is on the way. Header goes to the middle and not going to get there. Cleared out last second. Caleb Moore was there. Just couldn't quite get there in time, and that one's cleared back down the field a little bit. Van Meter on there to recover. Sun continues to work its way down the sky in the western skies. Obviously don't expect sunset till probably 8 or so tonight. Should be under a night setting for our Johnston and Iowa City High game that kicks off at 7 o'clock. Ben Gordon going to turn this one back upfield. Up ahead, Hammond didn't have a chance, and whistle is blown all the way back here. I think it's a foul on Van Meter, so a free kick upcoming for West Branch. Here to start things off in the half. Good crowd on hand today here for West Branch and the Van Meter Bulldogs. Van Meter not as far of a drive. A lot more Van Meter people definitely because of timing, and another whistle is blown on a foul. Now an even better spot for a free kick for the Bears. So an upcoming free kick here. And this is number 11, Christian Sear. On to kick this one. Best opportunity I feel like West Branch has had all day. Sear lines it up. Short little wedge shot and is caught by Nolan Barney. Really nicely done. Didn't have to move too much. Drops right into his lap. And Barney will kick this one back. Wind picked up a little bit during the halftime break, but then it caught him back down. This one's going to roll all the way back to Farmer. And Farmer will hop on top of it. Wind has stayed pretty cool all day. We've had very minimal cloud cover, if any. It's very, very scattered clouds. And beautiful weather. 75 degrees is the high today. You couldn't ask for a better day of soccer. For the past couple of years, it's either been downpours, rain, wind, or 100-degree temperatures. Perfect this week. Long boot down the center. Gordon with it here. He'll go right back over to Luke Murphy as they try to work their way down the middle. Hammond tried to get in the middle of that. Gordon is there. Adlai Lounsbury back on the back line for the Bulldogs. Pass up ahead, and it's going to run too far, and a ball out of bounds will give a free kick or a goal kick here to West Branch. Upcoming kick by Shea Farmer. Out of the goal here. Got that one over the head, and this is Cameron Gingrich. Will send it across the field. And Gingrich, or excuse me, West Branch just in general can't get it in. It's out over on the far touchline. Bears wanting to get going here. The more time ticks off, the more harder it's going to be to get going here. Hammond tries a bicycle kick, and it doesn't work. A little weak off the leg. And it goes right back to Van Meter for a goal kick. State semifinals and state championships this year, for a heads up, are taking place at Mediacom Stadium and Drake Stadium over on the campus of Drake University. Semifinals will start on Friday. Championships will take place on Saturday. Semifinals, kind of whatever happens at one time, because both games of a class's semifinals will take place at the same exact time. One at Drake Stadium, one at Mediacom Stadium. And then all championships will take place at Mediacom Stadium. If you've never been out there over near Drake University or on Drake University, very, very beautiful field Mediacom Stadium is. And the move kind of prompted by not just a great partnership between the IHSAA and Drake University, but locker rooms were a big part of it. Turf is also a big part of it. So many, many factors. Foul is called on Gordon. Either way, he kind of launched himself up off of the shoulders there for a chance at the goal. It was caught anyway, and we move on. And a goal kick by Farmer. Long boot down the middle of the field, but no one's home for Reese Gingrich. As Barney hops back on top of it, and he'll send it back the other way. Lounsbury trying to go after it on the far line, up against Hosier. Hosier gave it a little bit of a ride downfield, trying to keep up with it. Short ball in, Hammond. Near side to Gingrich, too far. It's just kind of been the story of the day for West Branch. Just a couple slight missed passes, struggling to kind of put together good possessions, and that's really been the end-all, be-all here, as the Bears have just kind of looked lost. West Branch definitely a little bit more pressure, a little bit more offensive prowess here. It definitely feels like in the second half, but still just struggling to stay on top of things for the most part. And the Bulldogs' back line has just been so good with Lounsbury and Gordon back there. Van Meter defeated West Central Valley to get here to the state tournament, a 2-1 victory for the Bulldogs. West Central Valley, another very good year for the Wildcats, but just wasn't meant to be. Van Meter pulls away the victory. Meanwhile, on the other side, West Branch took care of business against Mediapolis 6-0. Also beat Central Lee. Ended the season out defeating 2 state tournament teams in 3 games. Defeated Regina 2-1 and defeated West Liberty 2-1. Meanwhile, for Van Meter, they defeated Winterset 2-1 as that one's starting to roll its way over. A couple guys fall over each other. No call anywhere. And West Branch gets it back downfield. Van Meter lost to Perry, who upset Decorah today 3-2, then beat Pella Christian 4-0, Des Moines Christian 7-0, and West Central Valley 2-1. How about Perry? That was a heck of a story for the Blue Jays. Obviously a school that has been through a lot, a town that has been through a lot in the last year, and really cool to see them get that win on that stage against Decorah, and the 6th seed is moving on. They'll face 7th seed as Assumption in the Class 3A semifinals as they defeat Decorah in PKs. Meanwhile here, it's the 8th seed that's got a couple people buzzing. Hammond tries to turn on it, and it's not going to work. Another goal kick up coming for Van Meter. But the 8th seed is looking good here against 1 seeds. Today, the trend has been 1-score games here on this field. Obviously, at this field, we have every 8-1 game. To start the day, Hoover defeated Indianola 2-1, and then Gilbert defeated Center Point Urbana 2-1. And now Van Meter looking good here. Still 28-38 to go for the Bulldogs. Plenty of time for West Branch. But they're going to have to get moving soon. You gotta, in my opinion, I think you'd need a goal here in about the next 10-15 minutes here. But Bears trying to move it upfield. On the far touchline, I believe that's France. Again, Van Meter comes sliding in, trying to make a play, and it forces the Bears having to go backwards. Hammond with it in the middle, tried to fire. That is off a Bulldog, though, and that's going to be a corner kick for West Branch. And honestly, I think that might be one of the first corner kicks of the day for the Bears. Let's see, who's going to take this? It looks like it's going to be Tim Hosier will be on to attempt the kick. On the way, right into the lap of Nolan Barney, who's been busy today, but has made the most of his minutes. And Barney will send this one back the other way. One more game coming up after this one here on Field 9. Look out, here comes Van Meter. Another chance, just misses to the left. Caleb Moore almost had another goal. It is a corner kick here for Van Meter, but one more game coming up on this field at 7 o'clock. The 1 seed Johnston Dragons will take on the Valley Tigers. Johnston defeated Iowa City West last year in the Class 4A title game. That's another new thing this year in state soccer. 4 classes. Well, it's not new. They started it last year. So 4A becomes a thing, then 3A, 2A, 1A, they just kind of sort out. The growing complexity of the sport of soccer at the boys level forced the IHSAA to come together and create another class, and I think we're very happy for it. Creates some good action and helps spread out the field just a little bit more. And last year turned out to be a success, and I don't see anything changing here in the near future. Back and forth, couple tough fights for the ball. Whistle blown, foul called on Van Meter. It's West Branch ball. They'll get a free kick here. I think that's Cam Gingrich who will be the one to kick. Yes, it is. On the way, Ben Gordon with the header to keep it out. And Van Meter clears. Ben Gordon has quite the blonde mullet. Kind of reminds me of the Brian Bosworth look from Oklahoma back in the 80s. And maybe it's that full head of hair that's helping him with these headers, because, man, he's doing a heck of a job today. Down the field, near side. Really nice job by Van Meter. That was Andon Watson. Whistle blown, and West Branch will get a free kick opportunity, and a Van Meter player is down. I think he's just asking for a stretch out here on a cramp. Saw a couple cramps in the late going of our last game. But Van Meter's back up and going there. All right, free kick opportunity for Cameron Gingrich. Favorable spot if you're a Bears fan. On the way, right down the middle, caught last second and kicked out. I believe that was Henry Lounsbury and/or Andon Watson who stuck his left leg out and was able to stop that thing from getting to the goal. Speaking of Henry Lounsbury, got there in a quick second, and he has the ball right now. He'll kick it up ahead to Watson. That's kicked out. Van Meter ball deep in West Branch territory. Couple substitutions for the Bulldogs here. Throw in upcoming. And a header by West Branch. And a header, in some ways a header is great. Not in that case, as that will be a corner kick upcoming for the Bulldogs. Caleb Myers will be the one to attempt a corner kick. Line drive in the middle. Lounsbury right off the hands of Farmer. Lounsbury put it in the right spot, but Farmer was standing right there. Here comes West Branch trying to go on a run out. That one's kicked out by Braden Finesse. It is West Branch ball. That's going to sting in the morning if you're Shea Farmer. That thing bounced right off his forearms. I'm sure he's a tough guy, But man, that's got to hurt. Near side ball up ahead, Jake Swisher. Swisher up ahead to Gingrich. Gingrich goes right backwards to Trenton Shuddy. Fighting for the ball over on the far line. Braden Finesse out of bounds. Stays with West Branch. France in the middle. Couldn't quite get away with it. Tate was the one that had the yellow card there in that first half. A Bulldog hits the ground, no foul. We play on. Long kick down the middle. Hammond bounces off his chest, cleared out. Cleared out by Hayden Lindsay. Back and forth. Near side ball to Gingrich. Gingrich now goes over on the backside. Here comes a trailing West Branch player. He'll line up and fire. Hammond can't get there. Just missed it. Tried to slide in and maybe grab it last second. It was set up beautifully by West Branch. Just couldn't get there. And Barney is able to hop on top of it, and yet another stop for the Bears. Long, high boot in the middle. Kick to the other side. The Bears are staying aggressive here on offense. Time is running out here. 20 minutes, just over 20 minutes to go. Trailing by 3. Your 8-seeded Van Meter Bulldogs looking really good here to start with 21 minutes to go. Trying to pull the upset here in the Class 1A quarterfinals. Hammond just has kind of been put in a box today. Hasn't been able to do much. Has had a couple opportunities, but nothing like he's been getting all season. Ian Adams is in for Van Meter. Myers turns up field, and Shea Farmer has it, and he'll send it back out. That one's going to bounce right off the back of Caleb Myers. Holds on to possession with West Branch. Long kick down the middle. Gingrich over on the far line, trying to turn it up the middle. Hammond's right there. Awkward bounce. Here comes Gingrich on the left side, and it bounces in. Off the left goalpost. Reese Gingrich puts West Branch on the board. Just able to sneak it around. Kind of a little bit of miscommunication by Van Meter, and Reese Gingrich gets the job done. Bounces it in off the left goalpost, and the Bears are within 2. 3-1 is your score with 19:42 to go in the second half. How does Van Meter respond? Far side, ball stays in bounds somehow, some way. Gordon heads in the middle. The Bears are going to stay aggressive. Again, offensively, they've been much better here in this second half. Lounsbury up to the side. Right-hander does not go. Boy, almost a heck of a goal once again by the Bulldogs. Just not enough on it. Goal kick upcoming for the Bears. A boot down the middle as they'll recover back to the backside. France gets through. Goes upstairs. Picked up, back to France. Gordon right there in the middle to knock it away. A kick down the middle. Hammond, another really good header. Just not enough on it. Picked up and into the lap of Barney. This one continues to just move along here. Van Meter leads by 2. Far from over by any means. Really good fight for the ball in front by Jake Swisher. Another long ball down the right side. Van Meter trying to keep their foot on the gas. This is Caleb Myers. Over to Caleb Moore. Moore fighting for it. Doubled. And goes backwards with it. West Branch back line trying to keep them in this one. Don't want to let that score get any wider and get it back to 3. Reese Gingrich off to the races. Gingrich is going to go wide. He'll turn in a really weak one. Kicked out by Van Meter, though. It will be West Branch ball. I don't think Reese had the power on that he wanted, necessarily. Upcoming kick here for number 14, Trenton Shuddy. Bears trying to get it within 1. On the way, header by Gordon and a whiff on the backside by Gingrich. And up the field it goes. Van Meter on a bit of a breakaway out to this outside. Hosier is right there to try to defend. Caleb Moore going to go backwards here. Van Meter's going to take their time. Again, 2-score lead, 16:30 to go. Don't want to play too over-aggressive and give West Branch many opportunities like this one. Out in front, Gingrich turns to the center. To Cam Gingrich. Cam hits the ground and a foul on Van Meter. Another favorable spot for the Bears. All right, so an upcoming kick opportunity here for West Branch. Cam Gingrich on to attempt the free kick, trying to get the Bears within 1. A wedge shot headed by Gordon. They'll back it up. Another short shot. Van Meter just really good on defense on a couple of their headers. Short drop kick, Adam Bowick up ahead. Farmer. Nope, they're not going to give it back to Farmer. I thought they might go back to him. Instead, here's Luke Murphy in the middle with it. Murphy up ahead and weaving through traffic. That's Caleb Moore. Moore up ahead, cleared out by West Branch for the time being. Under 15 minutes to go here in this Class 1A quarterfinal. West Branch, the 1 seed, trailing the 8 seed Van Meter. 3-1 is your score. Myers trying to go after it there for Van Meter. That one bounces off his back. He actually gets it back and scoots it up in the air. Bulldogs trying to center, and that one gets a little too far out in front. Bulldogs want to run, or the Bears want to run. They collide. That kind of slowed the Bears' momentum there. And Van Meter gets it back. It seems like West Branch kind of starting to push their guys up. Not quite to offsides territory, but enough where it's makes you think. And you're like, well, do I want to go after that? Do I not? Just trying to stay on top of things here. And it might get to the point where Van Meter kind of starts to bait West Branch offsides of how far they're playing up. Speaking of which, here's Gingrich. He'll fire to the middle, too far. Wind carries it a little too long. And a goal kick here for the Bulldogs, who gladly would just like to see that clock just keep ticking down with 13.5 to go. Western Christian and West Liberty, they'll play the winner of this game. They are tied at 1 apiece with 24:45 to go in the second half. And North Fayette Valley leads over West Sioux 2-1. I don't have any updates for you on Regina and Hudson. Near side ball, Cale Siddell. Haven't called his name any today. He was the one upfield here. Now West Branch trying to hold off a charge here by Lounsbury. Van Meter ball here on this near side. Couple substitutions coming in for both Van Meter and West Branch. France and Murphy check out. And in for West Branch, number 14, that's Trenton Shuddy. Simic over to Watson, excuse me. That one's going to roll out and be a goal kick for West Branch. More time spent down here, more time wasted. That's exactly what the Bulldogs are thinking. A kick up ahead. Siddell couldn't quite get to it, lost it before it got there. Van Meter ball. Both crowds getting a little anxious. Everybody's starting to get up along their feet. Kind of see them edging to the edge of their seat here. Everybody kind of getting close here. We're getting down to it here. Just above 11 minutes to go. Van Meter, I'd say comfortable when you're against the number one team. I don't think it is a comfortable lead, honestly, until 0 triple zeros hit the clock. Bears trying to make a late push here. This one's up ahead to Hammond. That's a bounce over to Gingerich, or Siddell, excuse me. Cale Siddell over here on the near side, trying to work around a couple defenders. Gives it right back to Trenton Shuddy. That's going to roll out, and a throw in upcoming for West Branch. Header in the middle. 2 West Branch players hit the ground, and it's going to roll out, and that'll be Van Meter ball. Did not touch anybody. No call by the official because both Bear players ran into each other. So a goal kick here for Van Meter. Under 10 minutes to go in this one. We are getting down to it. Can the Bulldogs maybe grab one more goal? A trip out of bounds. And it is a corner kick for the Bulldogs with under 10 to go. Trying to keep this thing alive. Or at least, I should say, really get it going here. They'd love to really put this thing away. On the way, and this one did not have any help from the wind. The wind is blowing to the south from the north, and that thing caught the wind and never really stood a chance. 9 minutes to go. Tim Hosier on the back line, getting ready to receive this one. He's played great defense all day, trying to keep his team in it here. And also up front, Hayden Lindsay for Van Meter had it there for a second. Here comes Lindsay. Lindsay's got it here. Gets caught from behind. Bulldogs trying to find the best approach here. Again, no real rush to this near side. Ball's knocked back. Back and forth passing with Jake Swisher and company. That one rolls out. Van Meter ball. Western Christian, West Liberty. The winner of this game will play the winner of that game. That game is 1-1 with 20 minutes to go. Good one, really good one there between the 4 and 5 seeds. Van Meter trying to grab another one. That one's up in the air, and Farmer's able to corral it just in time as it came back down to earth. Bears have a chance to run, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Up ahead to Reese Gingrich, and that one's too far ahead of Gingrich. Reese was not ready for it. And a near side ball will go to Griffin Siddell. Tommy Kelly back on defense for Van Meter. Another header as Hammond wasn't there, and a handball is called on Van Meter. And West Branch will get a ball for a free kick here, depending on how they want to do it. This is Cameron Gingrich. Gingrich sends it on the way, and another header by Gordon. West Branch fans starting to get a little antsy here. Kicked out. Nicely done by Gordon. Van Meter trying to close in here and get it away with the victory. Couple more substitutions checking out. Five minutes and 47 seconds left. West Branch is going to have to go now if they want to get it. Bulldogs have really put together a phenomenal game. That one's kicked out. Corner kick up coming for Van Meter. And they'll take it because it just helps them waste just a little bit more clock in this one. Van Meter tried to play that corner trick where they kind of hold it in the corner and don't really do much with it. Just kind of hold them back, and whistle blows on a foul call in doing so. So a free kick in the far corner for West Branch. They're going to have to get moving here. 4:40 left in this one. Couple more substitutions. Van Meter trying to get fresh legs on the pitch. At the conclusion of this one, we'll be having our awards presentation, presenting the plaques and such to each team and advancing the winner. And then come back at 7 o'clock tonight, Johnston and Iowa City High, your final quarterfinal game. It has been an honor to broadcast some IHSAA soccer content here today. Able to watch it for free here on the YouTube channel and or on the IHSAA website. Coverage of the whole first round. And shout out to the IHSAA for giving us an opportunity of such to be able to do that. Time just keeps slipping through the fingers. of the West Branch Bears. And they're running out of time. Bulldogs trying to race it around. Caleb Moore with it here, gets around one. Moore centers. Again, they're not really looking for anything. They're just trying to get that clock to keep moving. Don't go for any stoppages or anything else. They're going to kick that thing long. Another goal kick upcoming. And this would be upset of the tournament so far, no doubt about it. Long boot down the field for the Bears. Update for you on West Liberty and Western Christian. It looks like Western Christian just had a penalty kick opportunity and it was saved. So that game remains at 1 apiece with 16 minutes to go. Meanwhile, back over here, it's Van Meter ball. What a win this is going to be for Van Meter. My goodness. Team that just did not quit. Hung on through a couple close games. 14-5 on the regular season. Snuck past West Central Valley to get here to the state tournament. Come in as the 8th seed. Have to face the number 1 team. Who, oh by the way, hadn't lost a game this year. Has looked pretty much unstoppable through all phases of the game. And they are just a minute and 50 seconds away from handing West Branch their first loss of the year and their only loss of the year. Reese Gingrich trying to work his way downfield along with Jake Swisher. Swisher working his way through traffic. Down he goes, tripped over the ball. Up ahead. Under a minute and a half to go. Out of bounds. Ball will stay with West Branch. Van Meter jumps out to a 3-0 lead before the half, thanks to Henry Lounsbury. And West Branch just hasn't been able to recover. They got that one goal, but that's really been it. And we are a minute and 10 seconds away from our first 1 seed of the day here at the state soccer tournament to go down. Here's side ball. 40 seconds to go. They continue to go back and forth in the middle. Van Meter has it. Trying to waste some more clock. Out of bounds it goes. It holds with Van Meter. And the Van Meter crowd is going to get to their feet as they know this thing's over. What a day for Henry Lounsbury. 2 goals. And the Bulldogs of Van Meter are going to come away with a huge first-round upset. The number 1 seed is gone. 8th seeded Van Meter upsets number 1 seeded West Branch. 3-1 is your final score. The Bulldogs are on to the Class 1A semifinals where they will take on the winner of Western Christian and West Liberty. How about that? A heartbreaker for West Branch. They will finish the year with 1 loss, and it unfortunately comes at the state tournament. 18-1 is their final record. Van Meter will bring it at 15-5 and will advance on to the semifinals on Friday at Drake Stadium / Mediacom Stadium, where they will take on the winner of West Liberty and Western Christian. That is currently tied at 1 apiece with 12 minutes left. we will send it down to the field for your awards presentation.
Directing your attention to midfield for the awards. Presenting the State Tournament Achievement Trophy from West Branch and the Iowa Association of School Boards is Amanda Whaley. Please join in congratulating the players, coaches, and fans of the Bears of West Branch for their fine season and making the state tournament. Bulldogs, your semifinal game will be at Mediacom Stadium this Friday, May 31st at 4 p.m. Correction, your semifinal game will be at Drake Stadium at 4 p.m.
All right. Well, we got an upset here in Class 1A. The semifinals have a new competitor. Van Meter, the 8 seed, upsets 1-seeded West Branch. 3-1 is your final score. What a game by the Bulldogs, and what a tough way to end the season, but a good season nonetheless for the West Branch Bears. Van Meter will play at Drake Stadium at 4 o'clock against the winner of Western Christian and West Liberty. On behalf of our producer, Aaron, our camerawoman, Rachel, I'm Blake Walker, and all of us here in Des Moines, thank you for watching the Iowa High School Athletic Association's broadcast of the 2024 State Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.